Hey there, you're in the machine. Short little intro yoga class today for a beginner. This is a great place to start if you just want to try yoga without any bells and whistles, or if you have a friend that you're trying to get into it. We're going to do an easy little flow to warm up the body, a couple of balancing poses, and then some stretches. Let's do it. Okay, first things first, if you're gonna do yoga, you need a t-shirt with an Om symbol. Second, you need some trendy tattoos with little symbols. Third, you need to cut the sleeves off the shirt to show off the tattoos. You're also gonna need some jewelry and a really expensive mat. No, you don't need any of that crap. All you need is a body, and remember to breathe. Here's the trick. Breathe in the poses, of course, or you'll pass out. But if you're moving in the flow portion, that's also called a vinyasa, make sure you're trying to inhale on extension, that's when you move out, and trying to exhale on flexion, that's when you close the body in. So, if you have a body and you can breathe, you're in the right place. Let's get started. We're gonna stand with our feet together, not scrunched together, but close together, toes and heels barely touching, quads engaged, pelvis neutral. That just means don't let your butt poke out. Try to tuck your tailbone. Bring your shoulders up, back, and down, and just stand straight for a second and take a couple deep breaths. No big deal. Palms face out, reach downward. Just imagine being as tall as you can for a few deep breaths through the nose. Inhale, complete exhale. One more time. Inhale. Complete exhale. We'll just make it 3 to keep this show moving. One more big inhale through the nose. That slows down our breathing. And a nice big exhale. Quick warm up for the spine, and then we're going to flow. This is really easy. From that spot, take your palms, put them on the front of your thighs. We're going to round forward and exhale, trying to bring our fingertips to our kneecaps. And then we're going to arch our backs, bringing our shoulder blades together as we inhale. Exhale, rounding, a little side view here. Really trying to round my back. Inhale, arching, shoulder blades together, hips forward, lead with the chest. Exhale, rounding, chin down. Inhale, arching, palms forward, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Exhale, rounding. Really round the whole spine from your tailbone to your neck. Inhale, arching the back, shoulder blades together. Lead with the chest, poke the hips, chin off the chest. Exhale, down. Inhale up, a few more of those if it's feeling good. The spine moves in 6 ways, front to back, side to side, and twisting in each direction. So we're going to do the side to side now. Feet are still together, pelvis is still neutral. Try not to poke your butt out. Reach up with your arms, grab your left wrist with your right hand, but don't jam your shoulders into your ears. And let's just lean to the right. Push your hips in the opposite direction. Left hip goes left. Arms reach right. So we're just moving the spine side to side now. You can back out of it and start over if it feels good. Push the hip. Try to move laterally to the side. Don't let yourself round, because we already did that motion for the spine. When you've had enough of that, switch the grip, left on right wrist, reach up, and nice and easy over to the left. Push the right hip to the right, keep the legs straight. Should feel a nice stretch through your armpit down to your hip. You can back out and go back in if you want. Try not to bounce aggressively though. Remember to breathe. Sometimes when we're focused on this stuff, we hold our breath, and that makes us tired before we're really tired. One more little reach. And now let's do the twisting. All we're going to do is bend our knees a little bit, as much as we want. Put one hand at the lower back and the opposite hand across to the opposite outside thigh. And then we're just gonna try to turn. Try not to let your hips chase the turn. Leave your hips where they were. That's what this grip is for. And just turn your spine like you're looking over your shoulder. If you find yourself completely spinning, back out, reset it, find the grips, and turn. Sometimes your back pops when you're doing this, and there's no extra charge for that. Quads can get a little sore in this, so when we've done a good twist, we'll stand up and shake them out. And we'll do the other side. Bend the knees, hand on the low back, grip across to the opposite outside thigh. Try to keep your back pretty straight. It might not be perfectly straight, but you're not doing this while you're rounded. And then look over that opposite shoulder. Kind of like you'd be if you were backing out of a parking spot. Remember, try to keep the hips from chasing the circle. Leave them where they are and just look, look, look. All right, shake it out. Now for the flow of the vinyasa. This is going to be really easy. We're not even going to get our hands down on the mat. We're going to start at the front of the mat with our feet shoulder width. We're going to bend down into an easy chair pose, like you're putting your butt back and the weight in your heels. So if you find yourself leaning forward, get a little taller and just back out. Hands can go up if you want. They can go here if you want. All we're doing is getting low enough to make the step back. So shift a teeny bit into the right, step the left foot back. This puts us in a high lunge. Most important in this pose is that you keep the back leg straight to stretch that groin muscle. Front leg can be bent a lot or a little. What we're really trying to do is keep the hips square. That is just as if we were standing, not opened yet. Shoulders back over the hips. If you find yourself leaning forward, maybe you're too low and you need to back out so your shoulders can be right over the hips, back leg straight. Back heel will be off the ground. Arms can go wherever you want. If you want to reach up, congratulations. We're going to open this to a warrior. Really easy, really easy. Leave the front knee where it is. Spin the back heel down. Now you have a straight leg with like a 45-degree angle of the foot. Front leg is bent and that foot points forward. Now turn your shoulders without turning your front knee and open your arms up in opposite directions. It doesn't matter how deep you are in this pose. You just don't want to be so deep that your knee is in front of your ankle. So we're working the front quad, stretching the back psoas muscle, looking out over the front fingers, warrior pose. Now, front forearm will rest on the front thigh and we'll reach the left arm up and forward. So it should feel like another side body stretch, like when we started. Back leg is straight, front leg is bent. Last movement, we're gonna set this left hand down. You could put it on a block or fingertips or flat. Lift the back heel and reach the right arm. I don't want this knee to turn out. If that happens, I need to squeeze it back toward me. I don't want my hips all funny either. I want to be square like I was when I was standing. That's it, guys. 4 movements. Sweep this arm down and back up to the chair. Quads are going to get sore, so in between, we're going to shake them out, fix our cool tights, make sure our hair's okay. Find the chair pose again. Arms can be up if you want. Same thing on the left side. Shift a little bit to the left, right foot back. We're in a lunge. Back leg is straight, stretching this groin area. Front leg is bent. Hips are square. Don't let them open yet. We're going to do that in just a second on the warrior pose. Leave everything but spin the back heel. Open the arms. Shoulders are over hips. If you feel like this knee is dipping in, push it out so you can see your own big toe. Looking out over the front fingertips, warrior. A little break here because the front quad's getting tired. We'll take the left forearm, rested on the front thigh. Right arm reaches up and forward to stretch the side of the body. Look down, reach down. Any place you have to put that hand, even if it's on a stack of books or something. Back heel up, left arm reaches, back leg is straight. And that's the flow. This is warming us up to make it easier to stretch in just a minute. We're going to do it 2 more times, a little bit faster. Shifting to the right. Left leg goes back. We're in a high lunge. Make your feet as wide as you need to not lose your balance. Back leg is straight. Hips are square. Front leg is bent. Spin that back heel. Open it up. Warrior B. Shoulders over hips. Front leg bent. 45 degrees or so with the back foot. Front arm rests as we reach. Up and forward. Pinky down. Look down, reach down, lift the back heel. Right arm up. Sweeping it down, stepping it up. Shake it out if you need to. Shift left, right foot back. High lunge. Working the front quad, stretching the back groin area. Try to straighten the back leg. If you're really low and you're bending that leg, you're missing the stretch. When you're ready, spin the back heel. Shoulders over hips, facing the side of the mat, but looking forward. Quick supported side angle. Front forearm, front thigh. Back leg straight, reach up and forward. Look down, reach down, back heel up. Revolve side angle. And sweeping it down, stepping it up. Chair pose. Shaking it out if you need to. I don't really need to, I'm just doing it for you guys. Chair, shift and step. High lunge. Spin the back heel down, open it up, warrior 2. Supported side angle. Look down, reach down, left hand down. Back leg straight, back heel up, right arm up, revolve. Last side, swing it down, step it up, shake it out. Chair pose, shift left, step in the right back. Here we are, high lunge. Should start getting a little sweat. The idea of this vinyasa, spin the back heel, open it up, warrior 2, is to warm the body up and use the muscles in new ranges so we can stretch the heck out of them later. Front forearm, front thigh, right arm up and reach. Pinky side down. Look down, reach down. Revolve. Sweeping it. Chair pose. And relax. Shake it out. We're going to do one more chair before we try to balance. Feet are going to be shoulder width. Arms are going to be up at about the height of our shoulders. Feet will be hip width, but hopefully your hips and your shoulders aren't too far apart. When you're ready, have a seat. Try to sit down so low that your thighs are parallel to the ground. If it doesn't make it, doesn't matter. Just go down to where you're really getting some work, but don't lean forward. Try to keep an arch in your back. We'll hold it for 3, 2, 1. If you're really cool, you can lift your heels for just a second and drive your knees forward, but you don't have to. From there, Hang forward, swing it back and forth. You can kind of grip opposite elbows because that adds more weight. Doesn't matter how far you're folding forward. You might be really tight and you might be up here. It's still where you are today. And rising up nice and slow. Couple of balance poses. We're gonna grab the ankle, the shin, or the foot with the right hand. Just swing it down, pick it up. Easy position. I want to pull so my knees line back up, and then I want to tuck my tailbone. That adds to the stretch. If I let my butt poke away, there's no stretch here. All I've done is close the joint. So I want to line the knees up, and then I tuck the tailbone, just like I did at the beginning, to add to this quadricep stretch. Pulling with the bicep of the right arm, working on my balance. Standing leg is flat in the foot, getting as much coverage as I can on my mat, and the quad is engaged. If you find yourself really shaking, back out, find some stability, reset it, try to line up the knees, and then tuck the tailbone. Other hand can go wherever, maybe for balance, maybe on the wall. Who cares? No one's watching. And without letting that foot hit the ground, we're gonna swing it down and up. Peel the toes back toward you, knee as high as it can go. Standing leg is engaged, arms go wherever they need to. Palms forward, hands on hips, flopping around because your balance sucks. Nobody cares, it's just yoga. And down, other side. We always do both sides in yoga, unless we're injured. Left hand reaches down, scoops up the left foot, ankle or shin. Try to line up the knees. By that I mean don't just grab it and have your knee in front of you. Try to line up the knees, not perfectly but close, and then tuck that tailbone to add to the stretch as you pull with the left biceps. And now, once you've had a good quad stretch without setting it down, you're going to swing that foot down and up. Knee as high as it'll go, compressing that hip joint. Peel the toes back. Make sure you're standing upright with your shoulders over your hips. If you find yourself all funny, to keep your balance, maybe drop the knee a little or grab something like the wall. When you've had enough of that, or when you have it, we're going to set it down, shake it out, stretch the hips, then the hamstrings, then we're done. Easy little hip stretch. It's kind of like you're poking your butt out at somebody. Straighten the right leg, right hand on right hip. Step the left foot forward just a little bit and bend it. Right leg straight, left leg bent. Grip that left leg, and now without bending the right, poke that hip out. Arch your back, poke your hip. It's kind of like you're saying, "What's up, girls?" or "What's up, guys?" or whatever. Just think like you're sort of sassy, like you're poking one cheek one way. This is a great hip stretch. Hits that piriformis, a little bit of the glute. You can move it a little bit in the socket if that feels good. You can adjust the positioning of the left foot, but it should really be stretching the outside of that right hip. Hold it as long as you want to. I can't be here all day, so I'm going to switch to the left. Straight left leg, bent right leg, stepped a little bit forward, hand on left hip, grip the top of the right thigh, and then push that hip out. If you don't literally poke your butt cheek, you're going to get a real weird stretch on the side of the hip. We're looking to get this glute piriformis area. Sometimes you have to wiggle around a little to find the exact stretch. Really good one for the hips. And the cool thing about this whole routine is you don't even really need a mat. You can do portions of it before or after you warm up for another exercise. And you don't have to get down on the ground. Remembering to breathe, of course. Couple of hamstring stretches, and that is it. Here we go. Feet shoulder width or hip width, whichever. Legs are straight. Back is straight. That's important. If you just start leaning forward, you're not engaging this hamstring. So we're going to try to have our back straight, and we're going to hinge forward at the hips. We're not going to move the spine yet. It doesn't matter how far down you're going. Wherever you max out your spine is where you're going to grab something. If you're really high, grab the back of your hamstrings or grab your shorts or something. If you can get a little bit lower, grab your ankle or your toe or whatever. But from the moment you make the grip is when you want to allow your spine to round and then pull. Pull wherever you are to stretch the back of the leg, that hamstring group. If you have the toes, gripping peace sign fingers inside the big toe, good for you. Just pull. Pull down and back. If you're really high, same thing, down and back. This first one, we're trying to really wake up the stretch. The second one will go a little deeper. Whatever that means for you. As you inhale, pull, and as you exhale, relax. And as you inhale, pull, and as you exhale, relax. 5 or 6 breaths there, and we'll come up nice and easy. One more standing hamstring stretch, but make it a little deeper. Wherever you grabbed, grab lower down. So if all you got was here and you're like pulling on your buns, see if you can pull on your hammies. Same thing, flat back, hinge at the hips. Forward fold. This time I'm going to reach under my feet and pull. Down and back, and down and back. Every time you inhale, pull a little tension, and every time you exhale, relax a little bit and see if you can go deeper. Engage your quads. Keep these legs straight. It's not how low you can go, it's how much you can stretch. I could get way lower if I bent my knees, but that's not a stretch. 5 or 6 breaths here. Up nice and easy. You did it. We balanced a little, we warmed up and used the muscles in new ranges, and then we stretched our hips and our hammies. We're going to finish off just the way we started. Shoulders over hips, hips over knees, knees over ankles, shoulder blades together, chin off the chest, hands out. 3 deep breaths. Inventory the body. Think about how much better you feel than when you started. This is like a little yoga taste test, like a Costco sample, just to get you to feel how good it feels. Last breath, inhale. Exhale. Excellent work. Last lesson, namaste. Everyone says that after yoga.
But the whole point of the machine is to relieve you of that suffering.